Okay folks, so I'm just going to talk you through two battles here, Saleucami Fleet Action, Saleucami something, and Jabiim Escort. So first, this is Saleucami Fleet Action. I kind of like the colors of this one. Some neat blues and, I don't know, just these rocks in the space are kind of neat. So this was probably the first time I did this mission, or second. I don't know, I hadn't done it very many times, that's for sure. Yeah, close right there. Now, in regards to space missions, I'm not a huge fan of how much the characters talk. As you get more characters, like more companions, there's more dialogue during space combat, and most of it's kind of dumb. It's kind of pointless. It's the same crap that you hear all the time. That you're like, okay, I don't need this. Like, beautiful. How are the shields? Even though you can tell they're fine. Or check the engines or whatever. You'll hear them in the videos, and you'll hear them if you ever play this. Unless you have the sound off. Almost hit that. Okay, so this was probably my second time doing this. This one's a little difficult if you don't have any of the upgrades. In fact, both of the first space missions are kind of difficult without any upgrades. Definitely makes it easier if you have more missiles and your lasers do more damage. A lot easier. Because it only, as you go forward, these space battles get crazier and crazier. In regards to how crazy things are, and just all of this, I can't help but be kind of annoyed at how slow-paced the space combat feels. It's very Star Fox 64-ish, but at the same time, it's kind of lacking the excitement and the adrenaline that the Star Fox game had for the N64. It really was a very fast-paced game, and just, I don't know, it doesn't seem quite as fast-paced. Everything's kind of slow, like, you'd be flying through asteroid fields, and the asteroids would blow them up, and things were just, you know, passing by you a lot quicker than this. I realize that this is kind of more like what space combat would probably be like. And these kind of like the velocities are a little more likely, I guess. But still, it's a little boring after a while. I still have fun doing it, but it's, as you can see, it's kind of just like, oh, we're going so slow. I really hope that they get some free flight stuff in. Even Star Fox 64 did have some free flight stuff, so hopefully we can do more in this soon. So something else that is kind of matters to the video at this current time, destroying ships. As you can see, I destroyed a number of parts on this ship, but I've done a lot more in other ones. In fact, I'm pretty sure I actually destroyed an entire one of these ships. Here's the thing that annoys me. The ship keeps going. See, I remember back in the good days of like TIE Fighter and X-Wing Alliance, or TIE Fighter versus X-Wing. If you destroyed a ship, you destroyed a ship. Like, it blew up. It was quite apparent that you had done it in, like, these ships, you can destroy everything on them, all the turrets, the shield generators, everything, and it's not gonna be. So, I'm just kind of like, that's kind of how I feel about that. Hyperspace. Yes, hyperspace. Past self from 2011. So, that's what hyperspace looks like. No, it's not too impressive. So yeah, now we got Jabiim Escort. This is the very first space mission that you get. The easiest, but can also be a little bit annoying if you don't have any upgrades. I failed 2 or 3 times when I was first doing it. I think most people would. Like, whoa, what am I doing? I mean, it came pretty naturally to me, but I was still like, but, because this is a defend somebody base, and that crap is always so much fun in MMOs. I'm sure everybody remembers, protection quests in, what are those quests called? Fuck. I'll just call them protection quests, like we had back in WoW. There's just some, it's like if you didn't have a group, you're screwed. Because the person that you're trying to protect, I think it might, I don't know, but the person you're trying to protect is always going ahead of you, and of course then they get hit first, and they build threat on stuff first. So as you can see, this guy's of course flying in front of me. Obviously in real life, you wouldn't have it happen like this. You would try and be in front of them or something, and you'd probably have a bunch more fighters on your side. But, you know, this is a game, and it's gotta have some noble. So. Yeah. So Jabiim Escort is probably the first one you'll stop doing, simply because it won't give you as much experience, although all of them are going to give you experience during the fight. Like, you'll get the same amount of experience for killing a fighter in this one as you will killing a fighter at like level 29. Still 7 experience, even though they're shielded and stuff at level 29, which is nice. You do get some decent experience from doing this. You could level doing this. Honestly, though, it would get very old very quickly. I'd much rather do PvP with a mix of this, each of these missions once a day for the dailies. Dailies are really where you can get a chunk of experience, like, big time. So, definitely do space combat. It's definitely worth it. I stand with Total Biscuit. It does take some level of skill. And I don't really care who you are, you're gonna have to get used to it. Some people it might come more naturally too, especially if you played Star Fox 64, you know exactly what you're doing. Spacebar for barrel roll. But yeah, I mean it's pretty simple, and it's fun. And hopefully we'll get to do more of it soon, and have kind of more options. I think there aren't that many space battles in the game at this current time. Hopefully we will get more. Hyperdrive again. And yes, that's a loading screen on an SSD. And they're leveled. I kind of like that little level icon thing. Little droids come down. OMFG Cat, I liked it too.